and was on the track team and threw shot put and discus. I did not run the 400, Barbara. It's a big surprise. And then I did choose to walk on at the football team at the University of Tennessee. Get all your booze out, it's fine. But I had a great experience there. I became a starter and earned a scholarship and just had a wonderful time there at a time that they actually won some games, which is also fun to see them do again. And, you know, got a graduate degree there, got my first job there, then worked at the University of Missouri, as Bobby indicated, and then went to the University of Georgia, then went back to Tennessee. Then I went to Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which was a great experience and, you know, different, right, than the other places that I had mentioned. And that put me in a position to interview for this position here at UAB. And while at Tennessee, I was there twice for about 11 years total, and at Georgia. They both have two large alumni bases here. And so I had not lived in Birmingham, but I had been here many times and knew what a great place it was to live. And as Bobby indicated, our family has loved it here. Really, really enjoy it. Our kids love it. My wife, Amy, and I have been married for 25 years. We've got 4 fairly average kids and 2 horrible dogs, horrible pets, but really have enjoyed it being here. And our children, our daughter Audrey is in the 8th grade. Our son Charlie is a junior in high school. We have another daughter in the Honors College in Tuscaloosa, following behind Bobby. And then we have a junior son in Annapolis, Maryland at the Naval Academy. So between them and these dogs and the job, you get pretty busy. But it's been a lot of fun, and I want to share with you a little bit about who we are at UAB. So we've got 450 student athletes. We've got 11 women's teams and 7 men's, 18 sports. And we are currently a member of Conference USA, and I'm going to share with you some exciting news that I know you've heard of, but that's who we are at UAB. We have 3 core values that we talk to our student athletes about, and that's to win championships, graduate with honors, and to make a difference. And when I talk to them about winning championships, I'll meet with a recruit and I'll say, you know, when you come here, winning is not the goal. And they look at you kind of funny and say, that's right, winning is not the goal. Winning a championship is the goal. We're recruiting you because you're good. Winning is the expectation. We expect you to win, right? We're going to push and win a championship. And we say graduate with honors. There's a lot of people that come to college and they're very nervous about it. I was terrified when I went to college. Can I do this? It's a big place. I don't know. I mean, am I smart enough to do this? Whatever. And so, you know, that's normal. And we surround them with a great team of people in our academic center led by Antoine Joseph, who's here today. A great team of people to help them. And if they'll do what they're asked to do, go to class, do your work, and we'll provide tutors in subjects that you need, you're going to graduate. We're going to make sure of that. But let's push like that championship, and let's try to graduate with honors. That's the goal. So graduation is not the goal. You're going to graduate. Graduating with honors is the goal. And then make a difference. That's in our community, right? So we take great pride in how much time we spend in the community. Our student athletes and our coaches spend a lot of time in our community doing various community service projects. So just to run through a few things, not everything that we've done to help us be more successful. This is a weight room for our Olympic sports team. We have about 11 teams that use this facility. We invested about $1 million through some generous gifts from our donors to be able to provide a first-class place for them to exercise. This is our football practice facility that most of you probably have driven past or have at least heard of. It's got an open-air outdoor pavilion-style facility which keeps us out of the direct sunlight and keeps us out of the rain when it's raining, and a 46,000 square foot building that allows us to meet and exercise and do all the things that a football team needs to do to prepare for their opponent. And this has been a game-changing facility for us in terms of recruiting. It's allowed us to bring in great talent so we can say to them, you know, your sport is important here and we expect to win, and you can do that here. We also built a fantastic soccer stadium, PNC Field. The good folks at PNC Bank helped us with that, and this is considered to be by the under-19 youth coach, who's from North Carolina, told me it's the best soccer-only facility on campus in the country. And it's a fantastic facility for our men's and our women's soccer team to play and compete. Our women's soccer team, by the way, is currently in first place in our conference. Just saying. There's that good-looking track that Bobby talked about. When I got here, it is funny, but you can't not say it. So it's funny to say that Barbara Humphreys holds the record in the 400 and didn't have a track. When I got here, we had a track that was in the shape of a square, y'all. Square. And not only was it a square, it sloped 10 feet from one end to the other. So you ran downhill, and then you made a left, and then you went flat, and then you made another left, and you went uphill and made another left. That was the track, and that's not a joke. 4-lane track that was in the shape of a square, and our football practice field was inside of that sloped track. So football practice uphill, downhill, or side hill, whatever the coach might prefer. So yes, we moved the soccer field, which used to be where the track, what you're seeing there, where the track is, we moved it, sadly knocked down the hotel, and more so, sadly, we knocked down that Waffle House to make room for the soccer stadium, which is beautiful, and now have the appropriate amount of space for that track, which is really exciting. So we recently opened this is a rendering, but we recently opened in April a practice facility for men's and women's basketball, which is spectacular. It is a place where they can take shots and practice and work on their game all day, every day. And between the two of them and volleyball that were all practicing and competing in Bartow Arena, scheduling was hard. And so people ask us occasionally, you guys don't ever have any concerts or anything like that? We'd like to, but we just didn't have any dates. We didn't have availability. So our long-term plan is to be able to start providing some of that as well. We're not going to have a concert or anything every week, but to bring more people to our arena, but onto our campus is important. So we're gonna keep doing that. So going back to what I said, winning championships, graduating with honors, making a difference. So this is just recently our men's basketball team last year, led by our alumni, Andy Kennedy, won our Conference USA championship. That was the first time in 7 years that we had done that. Our women's tennis team had the most victories they'd had since 2003, and they finished 10th in the southeastern United States. Men's golf went to their second straight NCAA tournament, which is exciting. Our beach volleyball team, how many of you knew we even had beach volleyball? All right. Got one, two. This table excluded, two. Yeah, we were the first beach volleyball program in the country, not Hawaii, not UCLA, UAB, that's right. We got beach volleyball, and we built a beautiful facility for them too a few years ago. But we cracked the top 25 for the second time last year, and most victories in school history as well. Our volleyball team went to their second straight conference tournament, which we had not done since 2013. Women's soccer advanced to the conference semifinals. That's the first time they had done that since 2009. And again, as I said, they're currently in first place, sole possession of first place in our conference. Baseball, our baseball team, we hired a new coach in baseball, a guy named Casey Dunn. Some of you may have heard of. He was at Samford for 17 years, and he grew up in Vestavia, and his dad coached, Sammy Dunn coached at Vestavia High School for a long time, won 10 straight state titles there, and Casey was on some of those teams. But Casey came in his first year and won 31 games, which is thrilling. And then our football team beat BYU in the Independence Bowl, which was the highest ranked team that we had ever beaten in school history, ranked 13th in the country. So when we talk about winning championships, we're improving, and we've got to provide and invest in ourselves in a way that allows our coaches to recruit and then do that. I know this font is probably small, but you talk about making a difference in the community. So you see that top line where it says we won the SAAC Cup, S-A-A-C. Every athletic department in the country has this organization, Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAAC. And Conference USA has a trophy it's a community service award. They have a trophy for this award, whoever provides the most community service in their community. And UAB, we had never won this award, and 3 years ago we won it for the first time, and we've now won it 3 straight years. So we're really proud of that. And our department GPA is a 3.23. Now that's all 450 of those kids taking their grade point average, right? That's a 3.23. 17 of our teams, 17 of the 18 are over a 3.0. We've got 323 kids with over a 3.0, and 103 of them had over a 4.0, or had a 4.0. So really excelling academically, which, as I said, is one of our core values. And our graduation success rate is now up to 91%. So we're thrilled with what they're doing. These are global leaders that we are training. These are high-achieving students and high-achieving athletes that are really going to do good things out in the world, and they're going to be great people to work for you and ambassadors for Birmingham. Bobby mentioned our remaining home football schedule. So we got 4 home games left at Protective Stadium. So I do hope that you'll come join us if you hadn't been there before. This weekend is homecoming. UAB does a terrific job with homecoming. We've got a Gurney Derby race this week, and we do a terrific parade on Friday. And Friday night, we'll have our Hall of Fame induction ceremony where we induct new members of the Hall of Fame. And we're really fortunate that we've got some former student athletes who came to me in my first year and said, you know, we launched this Hall of Fame when Coach Bartow was living, and we just haven't done much with it since. And because of their leadership, we took those steps. And we've got a group of former student athletes who help us nominate and select members of the Hall of Fame, including Houston Smith. Houston is here. Houston's a former soccer superstar at UAB and now a really valuable member of our community working at Alabama Power and a great leader here and a fellow Kiwanian. But he's a part of that, and so it would be a lot of fun to, you know, when you get those former players together, they start telling all these stories, and some of them are actually true, which is really cool, and so it's fun. But yeah, so this Saturday, 2:30, and just ironically, all of our home games are at 2:30 the rest of the season. All of our road games are at night, Bobby, so we get to come home at 3 a.m. every single time, but we play at 2:30 the rest of the way out. And this week, you've probably seen us before. We partner with Children's Hospital where we put the names of some of their patients on our jerseys, and so we got 92 of these young kids represented, and we'll give them those jerseys after they're laundered. Of course, we will give them their jerseys afterwards, which is a lot of fun. And you see, I've got the conference championship game on that schedule, which we do still plan to be in. So appreciate any support you guys can provide. And there's Protective Stadium. If you haven't seen it before, or if you have not had the pleasure of going, you really are missing out. I mean, it's a fantastic place. It is easy to get to, and that's probably one of the compliments we get most is, you know, being able to come to a football game or a basketball game. You get in and get out. It's just very convenient. And so I encourage you to do that. There's just another view sort of from the field level there, and 34 suites and 1,700 club seats, and really not a bad seat in the house. So please come and join us. Basketball, I can't believe basketball season starts in a month, but you know, it does. We're the defending conference champions on the men's side. Our women's team really feels like they've gotten some great players through the transfer portal that are going to help us make a big difference. 4 starters on the men's side coming back. November 1st is their first game, exhibition game at Bartow Arena. We've got some great teams lined up there at Bartow, including South Carolina at home here in Bartow. So please join us there because it's another place that's easy to get to and great seating all around. You know, when I would talk about all the things that we've done, it has led to the opportunity to join the American Athletic Conference. So our success, and more than our success, but our demonstration of wanting to be successful. We have built or renovated 25 facilities in my time here, and that's just in athletics. And that says we want to win. We want to be champions. We want to be successful and make a national impact. And that's the goal, okay? And when people say, well, you know, how have you guys done this? You know, what's the difference? Well, we identified our needs, but we're led by a great board of trustees, which Barbara Humphreys is a part of, and we have a fantastic president and a fantastic chancellor. You know, our president, Ray Watts, he's a UAB graduate. He's born and raised in Birmingham. He treats our campus like it's his home because it is. You know, the guy picks out the flowers in the flower beds. And we have a terrific athletics foundation board led by Hatton Smith, if you don't know who that is, and I know you all sadly probably do, and wish maybe in times you didn't. But you know, Hatton and a number of other great leaders in our community came together, and people like David Silverstein, who's here, and Wes Calhoun, Meredith's husband. These are people that are involved with UAB athletics that really probably weren't before. And it's a kind of a simple message. It's just something you got to say out loud. Well, why? Well, UAB is the largest employer in the state of Alabama. 26,000 employees. We've got 22,500 students. And you think about that. That's a small city, right? That's just UAB. And so the economic engine here that is critically important to all of us, if we can continue to grow our enrollment, the economic impact back to all of you, whether you are a UAB graduate or a UAB fan, hey man, you live in this community. And that message has really resonated with a lot of business leaders as to why is it important to support UAB athletics. And it's because it helps us, it's not solely responsible, but helps us drive enrollment, creates national interest, gets a lot of attention on this fantastic university that we're all so blessed to have this hospital here, right? This is one of the best hospitals in the country, and it's right here in our backyard. So all these things come together. And so when you combine our board and our leadership from our chancellor and our president and our athletics board, and then I got a team of all-stars here in our staff, you put all of these things together, okay, now you got something. And that's really what has led to all of the success that we've had. And it's just been a ton of fun. And I did start here right before we reinstated football. And I remember, at my press conference, I don't know, maybe there were 15 questions at my press conference and introducing me as the athletic director. And out of 15 questions, 14 of them had the word football in them. Are you aware they eliminated football? Yes. Do you know, what are you going to do about football? Have you ever seen a football? Do you know what the shape of a football is? The one question, I got one question that did not have the word football in it, and it was, why did you take this job? And I thought, welcome to Birmingham, But it's easy, right? And it's the things I just said. We got this fantastic university and great leadership and a great community and a real opportunity to do things in a very special and meaningful way here. And so thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you for all that you do for our community as well. And I hope that you'll join us. Go to uabsports.com and get your tickets for this weekend and be a part of the action. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Questions?
Oh, I'll take time, yeah.